Welcome back. All right, I've put it off long enough. It's time to get the screen up. It's time to get some green carpet down. It's time to turn this mess, this reality, right? Because my garage is a mess. And I think a lot of everybody's garages are a mess. So I'm gonna show you what I'm doing to make some room. We're gonna put in some new storage. We're gonna organize to give you some ideas on how you too can turn your garage into a golf simulator room. And I'm doing it on a budget, being smart, pinching pennies. So let's get started. All right, so the camera died while I was recording, putting this up, but as you can see, it is up. That will hold 600 pounds, and I actually have 8 tubs that got at Lowe's, $12 a piece. It's on sale, but they're 27 gallons, so plenty of room. Now, the fun part is clearing all this out, so I can talk about what I'm gonna do for the subfloor right now. All right, so I've got the subfloor in, and I don't remember where I saw this, and if this was on your video, add it down in the comments below. I'm not trying to steal anybody's thunder, but what this is styrofoam residential sheathing insulation, and I just got it from Lowe's, and I think they were just about 20 bucks a piece. And the beautiful thing about it, you'll see how close that lip is. So when I bring in the golf turf that I bought at Home Depot, I'll be able to butt it up to it. Hopefully it'll look real nice. I'm pretty picky, so that's probably gonna take me a little bit. As you can see, it was daylight when I started this, and it is now dark. So on to the next step. And the nice thing about this foam is it actually, you can see the lip. You can see the slip here. So on one side it has the indentation. On the other side, it actually has the opposite. Kind of makes sense, right? Anyway, easy to cut, easy to put in, and I'm stepping on it, and it's pretty solid. I think the interesting thing will be, you know, like when I actually am putting from the turf, if I can get that level so it doesn't roll sideways. So on to the next step. All right, so one quick update I did do as I was about to take on the challenge of cutting the carpet is I just used some tape to seal every edge together, just to keep them from sliding around, especially around the hitting mat, because I know when I'm trying to hit it as hard as I can, it's gonna move. And on this little piece, what I did was I wrapped it completely around and underneath, just to keep it from moving around. So it's a trial thing. We're gonna see if it works. If I have to redo it or cut it or whatever, I'll send an update out and let you know what I did. I see a lot of people use the rubber mats, which I'm actually gonna get some, because over in that destruction area is all the workout area that I'm gonna be diving into with the fitness plan that I've enrolled in, and I'm gonna try out. So more to come. Back with the grass. Makes no sense. More to come. Back with the green carpet. So cutting the carpet, this has been fun. One tip I would give is what I've been using are 2 sticks, right? So when I am cutting an edge under the carpet, I actually built these 2 up. It's a little bit taller, and so what I would do is I could feel the edge of the board, and I just ran the razor blade down it. Now this is not foolproof because I'm a fool, and did take out a little bit of an extra notch. As you can see there, I'm gonna see if I can fix it. But the seam, and remember this is DIY, so I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to lay the 2 pieces of carpet on top of each other, and then I'm going to cut down the board. And that way, when I get the vinyl, I got vinyl seam. This is what was recommended at Lowe's by the gentleman that was helping me with the carpet. So I'm going to cut the carpet both sides at the same time, and then come back with a vinyl edge and then lay it down it, and see how we do. So let's see how successful we are. All right, next day. Obviously it's light out. So as you can see, I've made the cutout for my hitting mat. I've laid the carpet, and I've also seamed that carpet in there. And what I did with the seam is along that seam and along that edge all the way around it, I used this Max Rep vinyl, and it's basically a double-sided adhesive, and so far it looks like it's working out pretty well. I'm getting ready to add the Velcro to my hitting mat, so as I need to, I can pull that up. And the Velcro is a super heavy duty Velcro from Home Depot. And I'm looking for the box to show you, but I don't have it. I'll put it in the link below. I'll put everything in the link below. But getting ready to lay down the mat. The interesting thing with this extra little piece here, so it's all looks like all one big mat, is this piece is a little loose, so I'm actually having to add that same Velcro around this side here to kind of hold that in place. And then I'm still working on what I'm going to do with this edge here, because underneath all this mess you can actually see my workout stuff, and I'm going to bring in 1-inch tile to butt up against it. I don't know what I'm going to do for the connection, so I'm kind of leaving that open on what I'm going to do. So if I were to do it again, I would not get one long roll of 6 foot. I don't even remember why I did that. I had a good reason. I don't remember it though. Because the seam is just hard, right? For a DIY guy that's never laid carpet, getting that seam to match up is very difficult. I mean, you know, I'm gonna get a brush and try and bring it together closer, but I think that's gonna be overkill. So now that I'm getting all the carpet laid down and in place, it's time to start with the frame for the impact screen, and hopefully that'll go a little quicker. But my problem is I'm a little bit picky, and if it's not perfect, I just continue to shift and change and try and make it perfect, and I don't know why I'm doing that, because I'm probably going to use this for about a year or two and then redo it. But we'll see. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'm going to love it. Who knows? Anyway, check back real soon to see the frame. All right, so we're back for an update. I've got the frame up. Some of the things that I'm challenged with in my garage is, you'll see that attic access. So it's actually 26 inches total. I think it ends up being 28 from corner to corner. I know that they were talking about it being 3.5 feet is the best. But I can't, I've got to get in the attic because a lot of the stuff that was in the garage is now up in the attic. But some of the other things that I had to worry about is this door here. So I had to take the handle off and can just use a screwdriver if I need to get to it, because that is my hot water heater, of which I've had to open the door once since I've lived here over 3 years. But another thing I'm interested to see is how heavy this sucker will be, because the way that with not with this so much, because I can get that garage door opener that opens up on the side, which is totally cool. One of the viewers pointed that out, which I actually may do soon. That wasn't the option. My problem is this guy right here on the end with the driver. For me, I could be closer this way, but for my friends that are tall, it wouldn't work for them. So when you look at, the hitting mat in relation to where it's going to be on my screen, I'm going to have about 3.5 feet in. So one of the things I'm interested to see is how heavy this is, how easy is it to move, because that may allow me, when this area is all clean, this will be gone. I'm going to actually have 1-inch foam on the floor. So when that gets in, I think I can scoot this over another maybe 1.5 feet. But we'll see how it ends up when it's all done. But this is the frame. The frame is in. 1-inch pipe as suggested. So it's going to be interesting to actually see once I actually get the screen on, because there's a buying tip I have for you on the screen. So back in a second. All right, guys, welcome back. So we've got the screen up. Some things I do want to point out. So first off, the screen width itself is 11 feet. When I bought it from Gung Ho Golf, I actually purchased 13.5 feet. So, even from just the few shots I'm hitting, because it's offset, I've already got a nice little pattern going here. So when you get just a normal screen, you can actually flip it like this, and so your ball impacts will be over there, and then you have a clean, fresh screen. But when you buy it an extra 2 feet wide, then you can shift, and so you get a new spot, and you rotate, you get a new spot, and you shift back. So it's not going to cost a lot more to get an extra couple feet. Highly recommend that you do it. Another thing, when you look at like the bars at the top up here, you'll see those hooks. One of the things that I'm doing is I just picked up these 1/4 inch 20 by 1/2 inch, and I'm replacing all those hooks because it won't touch my screen. So next up is going to be getting the frame in and the tarp. So be just a second. All right, so one of the things that is very important is to keep light out, right? Another piece is, excuse me, controlling the temperature in here. So what I'm doing to cover both is I'm installing these panels, complete mess, getting styrofoam all over the place, but this is at Lowe's. It's just a garage door installation kit, and I can already tell we're down to, I don't know, 40 degrees here in Texas, but can already tell it's warmer just from getting these guys installed. Super excited about phase 2 and working on this gap. I have a great idea. Hope it works out. Now that I have some warmth so I can work on it again, I'm gonna get back to it today. We're back. The weather may still be cold, but thanks to Big Buddy, it's warm in here. Jeez, it's like 65 degrees. Obviously, I've got my t-shirt on. Link in the video right here for the review on that bad boy. It's awesome, especially if you want a safe indoor heater. You'll probably hear the golf in the background because I obsess about golf. You haven't figured that out yet? Okay, so here's the exciting thing that I'm working on. Remember what this little gap here? Here's my idea. So I bought 3-inch foam, and what I've done is I've measured it off 5 inches minus a quarter, so that's 4 3/4 for those that do normal math. And the way I'm going to install it is I'm going to cut it at an angle from here to here. Then, so first I got this strip. Now I'm going to cut a diagonal, and it's not going to be a perfect triangle. I don't want a perfect triangle. I want it to be diagonal, because what I'm going to do is then take the tarp and I'm using duck wool. I got it at a fabric store. Link will be below. But what I'm going to do is cut a slice that's going to wrap from here around the foam, and I'll be using the connectors, much like these here, to connect it on the back side. Once I get it all in place, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the other piece of that wrap, take it all across the top, attach it to here, and then attach it back here with the same clips that are holding this angle in place. So let's see if it works. All right, so we're actually going to step you through this. So the duck canvas that I bought is actually was wide enough that I could split off a piece that will fit from here to here, and ended up being, let's say, 14 inches. So what you do for this process is you wrap the top of it over the bar up here. See if I can even find what I'm doing here. Okay, so you wrap it over the top of the bar here, and then all I'm going to do is go down one by one and loosen that, and then slide this covering in, and then tighten it back down. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then we'll come back and add the foam. All right, so we're back, and I want to kind of show you this a little bit better than I was explaining it. All right, so we've gone down the whole width. It's on that first edge, and now all we're doing is we're taking the flat. Do you see on the triangle how I cut it at an angle? This flat edge I actually want to have against that bar, except flipped around. So the triangle, the sharp edge, basically is going to be right up against that lip. So it's easier to see it right here. So you can see where the clip is, and it's holding the duck canvas down. And so I'm putting this edge on the bar so it'll hold its shape and that ball won't get to it. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it back, wrap it around like that, and then I'm going to clip it behind it. So I'm probably going to put one clip just to hold it in place so I can work the rest of the way up and down. And then I'm going to come back and clip in this canvas, and then it's going to end up being nice and tight like that is over there. So I'll be back. All right, so a couple things before I start cleaning this up and making it look really good. I got this net. It's only a $30 net off Amazon, link below. And what I did was, you'll see that I added just drilled a little bitty hole in the conduit, and I have it on there, so if I want to take it off I can. Mostly it's for my son, so he doesn't shank it. Not saying that I won't shank it, but it also slides underneath here, and goes underneath and attaches to the bar, and then it goes back, and then there's a bean bag you can attach at the end. So that is a cleanup item. And I also wanted to point out, you cannot have too many of these clips. Clip, 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 clip. So the interesting thing was, I initially started off with what Gung Ho had put out in their diagram. You can't have enough clips, and that, in my opinion, is what's going to clean this up a lot. But I am going to put the piping around and put it on insert, right? So you got the piping in there. You have this around the edge. You have the piping along the top. I'm going to fix that and clean it up a little bit, and tighten it down in the back, tighten it down on top. And I think also up here, I have some leftover foam that I'm just going to stick on top just in case. I mean, if you go at it hard and you sky something, I think I'm going to need it up there. So close. Woo! An exhausting project, and it's more mentally exhausting because I was trying to do everything just perfect. So this video is forever. This is a long video. I'm gonna probably try and cut it up so it's not an hour long. I have no clue how long it is at this point. But I'll be back because we still have cleanup to do. We got to get rid of all this stuff. We got to get some tile down for my workout area. We need to clean up back here. I'm gonna get some carpet, get rid of the treadmill, put in some storage, and I'm gonna put in back here curtains. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some more of this duck stuff, this duck canvas. And I've got a track that hangs from the ceiling, and it just basically has clips on it. So we're gonna see how pretty it looks. Again, the main idea here is I didn't want to drop $10,000. I am very DIY, and I try and do things as creative as possible. And it's going to take a while, but I will get it all documented. I'm going to load it up on the chasingthetour.com so you can download it for free, because I want you to be able to learn from my trials. So more to come. So we're working on refining some of the finishing touches, and let's look at what we've got. So I've got this this heavier carpet from Lowe's, and it was not cheap, but the nice thing I like it is I can get some fill, and so it'll make the grass actually stand up more, but it also works well for chipping. So if I put the ball here and I chip into it, it helps me with my the strength on chipping. But what I'm showing you right now is kind of what they did on the finishing touches. So this little bar that just runs along where the carpet is and the foam, it's just an L or a C shape. I don't know what it is. I think it's C shape, but it's from Lowe's. Also from Lowe's, I pieced two things together, and what we have is, you can kind of see a better, you can see so what you have is, you can see it clear when I look at the side. So I have two pieces that I've actually glued together, and I had to cut them in half because I've got 12-foot section. But what this piece does is it fits up against there, and as you can see, with some gentle love, it goes down and it gives that edge a clean cut, so it looks good. This the reason I did this was to block balls, because when I'm hitting driver, even though I probably got about 8 feet back to where I'm actually hitting the ball, it was running back onto there, and I don't want to chase balls. So I have another 12-foot piece right there that's drying, that I'll scoot that entire thing over so it's going to fit underneath of the rack here, and then it's going to look great. So what's next? Okay, so we have the backs all connected with these tabs like I showed you, but let's talk about what we're doing at the top. So the top, what I've done is I've gone through and I've used the connectors. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't see them because there's this pipe, the pipe foam covering them. But what I used is I wrapped the screen around, clipped those down so it holds the screen down. And now what I'm doing is you can see the top of this guy. If I don't tighten it, it's going to be hung down. I don't want that because I want this to be tight, right? And so what I have done in the foam, I cut out a notch, and what I'm doing is I'm wrapping, gosh, it's gonna be hard to see this, is I'm pulling it tight, right? And then I'm in that notch, I'm taking the clip. So I'm looking for the, okay, there's the notch. And then what I'm doing is I'm adding the clip, and I apologize if you guys can't see this very well, but I'm adding the clip in, which one-handed is nearly impossible. So there we go. So you really have to start off on one side. And so now the clip is in place. Kind of hard to make out because it's so dark, but you'll see that it stays down tight. And when we go around to the front, you see how nice and tight it is along the top, because it can easily droop down, and when it droops down, then it starts cutting off the top of that screen. So important to use those clips almost double layered. All right, so one more thing we're going to talk about, and that is the curtains, and it's more aesthetically pleasing. I know a lot of people will paint their wall, but I like the look of the curtains. It's almost like a theater kind of feel. And what I used, and you can see the links are below for all of this stuff. What there is that track just connects to the ceiling, and then you can see that the hooks on the track connect to the curtains. Super cheap option in my opinion. I was going to get that same duck canvas that I have on the sides here, but that's way more expensive compared to just some curtains off of Amazon. So that's it. When I look back, there's a lot of things I would have done different, and I'm actually going to make another video coming soon to a theater near you that actually talks about what I would have done different. But this is how to build a sim, and I've built it over the last 2 years. So what I did was went back and got the original product that I gained, found it today, how much it cost, and all of this, including a gaming machine, which is just a Best Buy gamer machine I got for $11.52. It's down below. I found several that were similar to it. I've showed you what the specs are in the details below. Feel free to ping me or leave a message or note or anything about anything, especially with the computer. The monitors I didn't include because that's a TV. That's an old TV that we replaced, so I didn't really buy it. The stand was maybe, I think, $70. But again, I didn't include that because there's different options that you can utilize. The monitor, you don't need a monitor. You can use this as your monitor. You can use this. You can actually display videos on this guy, which is super fantastic, especially with like Hulu and all the streaming services. So if I had it my way, This would be inside, and there would be a nice little couch, and so everybody could watch movies here. But at the same time, it makes sense because a lot of times people would want to be watching TV while I'm wanting to hit balls and practice. So having it in the garage, DIY under $4,900. That's pretty dang cheap. And I know there's a lot of different options out there. This is not a box kit. I know you can get those. I like making this because I built it for my room. It's not a kit that I put in because there are different, like I showed you, like different reasons on why I built it the way I did. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions about building the DIY simulator in your place, hit me up, leave a message below, go on my Instagram, leave a DM. I'm quite active on my DMs, so if there's anything I can do, any questions you have, please let me know. If there's anything you would do different, leave a message below, or something that you want to see in addition that I didn't talk about, or where I bit the big one and I should have done something different. I'm always open to that. So guys, this, I guarantee you, will help keep it findable. Enjoy your game. I enjoy so much time out here, not only by myself, but with my son. I help some of my friends out. They come over and I kind of help them with their golf game, even though mine's not stellar right now. Guys, appreciate you following. Leave a message below if you'd like, and we will catch you on the next one.